Our next award is the Heather H. McKinney FAIA Emerging Professional Achievement Award, newly named in honor of McKinney York Architects founder and past AIA Austin president, Heather H. McKinney, FAIA. This award is named for a woman who has spent more than 4 decades shaping this profession and shaping the people within that profession. Heather founded McKinney York Architects in Austin in 1983 and has led it ever since with a philosophy rooted in listening critically to clients, to collaborators, to the unspoken needs beneath a brief. Her elevation to the AIA College of Fellows, the firm's AIA Austin Firm Achievement Award, and the Texas Society of Architects Medal for Lifetime Achievement reflect a career of extraordinary design and extraordinary generosity to the next generation. It was hard to say all of those awards. It's kind of amazing.
Great.
So please welcome Heather H. McKinney, FAIA.
Very briefly, I'm honored. I get to follow John Niefler as a named award, and he was the president before me at AIA Austin, and I hope that someday somebody will come after me and get their names on an award too, so they can see how fabulous it feels. But it's quite an honor and was a huge surprise. So I just have a little tiny story to tell for the honoree. About 10 years ago, I went to visit a group of Girl Scouts. And as you all do, I'm sure you spend a lot of time in elementary schools for career days and with groups like the Girl Scouts who wanted to know about being an architect. And one of the questions that they asked us was, why did you want to become an architect? Why do you think you'd be good at it? And so I talked to them about all the myriad reasons that architecture is an obsessive career. And I don't think that they liked that so much, but they were worried about not being good draftsmen. They were worried about not knowing how to add. They were worried about all the things that we are always asked, why, how do you do this? And the young woman who came with me, and this is about 10 years ago, said, well, I like doing puzzles. And I was like, I never thought of it that way, but in fact, you throw out all these pieces, you have to turn them over, you have to figure out how they fit together. It's very satisfying. It's a lot of fun to do with people, and you end up with something beautiful. And I feel like that's what Molly's done. She has put people together to create something that's really remarkable. And she solves a lot of puzzles, and they're not problems, they're puzzles. So she has, from the very beginning, had the right attitude towards how we work and what we do. We take a puzzle and we solve it. And so I think that that's embedded in everything that she's done. She's been a remarkable mentor, was in that first leadership collective, and has encouraged other people to be in it. And I think, has got a long career of leading ahead of her. So I'm very, very pleased that she is the first one to get this award since it's been named after me.
Thank you, Heather. In 1983, I was a freshman in high school, by the way. This award honors an emerging professional who demonstrates leadership, design excellence, service to the profession, and future potential. And as a bit of a full circle moment, this year's recipient comes from Heather's own firm. This year's recipient is Molly Hubbs, AIA. Molly likes to say her passion for architecture began with puzzles. As a child, she was drawn to taking separate pieces, envisioning how they belong together, and making the connection. I think we've heard this one. She sees architecture the same way today, as the art of linking people, ideas, and places to build community. Before studying architecture at UT Austin, Molly pursued music, art, and acoustics at Furman University, a path that shaped her appreciation for pattern, systematic thinking, and collaboration. Since joining McKinney York in 2014, she has built a reputation for thoughtful, steady leadership, earning elevation to associate at the firm in 2021. In 2016, the same year she became a licensed architect, Molly joined the AIA Austin Homes Tour Committee. Seeing a need for clarity in how volunteers contributed, she built it, creating guidelines for members, docents, and sponsors that are still in use today. In 2021, as a Homes Tour chair, she faced one of the most challenging moments in AIA Austin's recent history, a pandemic threatening both the event and a significant portion of the chapter's annual funding. She responded by leading the development of the first ever hybrid Homes Tour, adding wine tastings, cooking demonstrations, yoga classes, a live concert at one of the homes, and Matterport scans. She also launched the Homes Tour webinar series, which has since become a permanent fixture of the program and a growing digital archive of the Austin residential architecture. For that leadership, she received the 2021 AIA Austin President's Award. Molly went on to serve on the AIA Austin Board of Directors as Outreach Commissioner in 2024 and Practice Commissioner in 2025, connecting committees and turning relationships into action. She organized joint project tours that drew many participants across the Building Enclosure Council, commercial, and COAT committees. She currently chairs the AIA Austin Design Awards Committee, where she stepped in when the chair-elect unexpectedly relocated, guided the community through the jury weekend, and has expanded the program to include project tours, a new architectural photography workshop, and deeper juror collaboration. As a designer, Molly's project work speaks for itself. Her leadership on the Austin International School campus master plan and library renovation earned the Learning by Design Award of Excellence, the Spaces for Learning Grand Prize, and recognition from American School and University for outstanding interior renovation. Most recently, she served as a lead designer and project architect on the $170 million Texas State Library and Archives Commission project for the Texas Facilities Commission, a landmark public institution that will serve Texans for generations. Her work is rooted in translating each client's identity into design that feels genuinely and enduringly theirs, arrived at through attentive listening, iterative process, and the belief that good design is always a collective act. Molly, your leadership is the kind that lifts others, consistent, generous, and focused on what lasts. Please welcome Kenton Heinze from Braun & Butler Construction to present Molly Hobbs with the 2026 Heather H. McKinney FAIA Emerging Professional Achievement Award.
All right. Well, it's fantastic to hear the words from Burton and Heather. I think it's neat that you'll hear a lot of parallels in my own speech without even knowing. But I feel deeply honored to be here today to receive AIA Austin's Emerging Professional Honor Award. And I'd like to express my sincere thanks to the family, friends, mentors, role models, you all, who have supported me along the way. And I want to thank you all by sharing how I've come to understand architecture and leadership for myself. Many architects become visionaries who command attention and confidently deliver bold, definitive solutions to a client's brief. But early on, I realized that I would need to take a different path and if I was to do my best work. Perhaps the first step on this path, this might sound, you might have heard this before, is my childhood love and enduring love, as my husband puts, of puzzles. I remember studying the pieces, looking for patterns, connections of color, texture, shape, and gradually assembling them into a larger, beautiful whole. That act of discovery and connection stayed with me. From my family, I inherited a deep love of music. Our home was perhaps overzealously filled with musical instruments, banjos, cellos, violins, harpsichords, pianos, and recently a pipe organ. My sisters and I were never asked if we wanted to play an instrument, only which one. And so after watching Disney's Jack and the Beanstalk around age 6 or 7, I insisted somewhat defiantly I would be playing the harp. And in the end, this has given me endless, unforeseen opportunities. Earning a music scholarship to study harp in college, I learned that dedication, practice, performance, and coordination with other orchestra players was more than a goal, it was essential. And so what does this have to do with architecture and leadership? Personally, I think many of us are shaped by the experiences and memories of people, moments, environments that may seem unrelated to architecture, but in truth defines how we practice it. In my work at McKinney, York, I've worked with Michelle Rismonda, who's here today, as well as Al York, who we wish was here today. And I've worked on institutional projects with large, diverse groups with institutional, school, and church clients. Each person can bring different perspectives and values to the table, and by listening, by searching for common ground, we as architects are able to create something in which each person can participate, just as a player in an orchestra. I also remind myself that what may seem small and incidental can hold unexpected value. And here again, I didn't know the speeches before. Early in my time at McKinney, York, I joined Heather McKinney to speak to some Girl Scouts. But this is a little different segue. When asked about her career, she shared a simple philosophy. When opportunities arise, whether to volunteer for AIA or support a nonprofit, she says yes. As a quick adopter myself, I observed that it does not take long before saying yes becomes a natural, almost organic way of forming relationships and connections. Indeed, this is exactly how I joined AIA. Someone asked me to come along to a homes tour meeting, and I said yes. All of this has led me to realize that I do my best work by observing what others do well and quietly weaving and stitching together their strengths and ideas, often through one-on-one relationships. And so it is with my own approach to leadership. It doesn't necessarily have to be prominent or in front of large audiences. This feels quite large today. Sometimes listening carefully can be just as powerful. Thank you again for the honor.